Hello, welcome to Wide Left Sports. Today I'm joined by Huntley Project football player and Billings Royal baseball player, Kooper Beard. Cooper, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing really good, really good. So, my first question is what really gave you your love of sports? And then, especially football, because I know that's what you've chosen to do collegiately.
So just ever like my parents, they implemented it like very young. My dad, like just going out and throwing the ball in the backyard. That's what gave me the love of sports and just watching the pros and college teams, like growing up watching the Cats play every weekend. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I love that. So then what, really made you, I guess, choose to not focus because you're still playing baseball, but really make football your number one to where you've chosen to play that collegiately?
I think like I'm more naturally gifted with baseball, but I just love like the brotherhood that football has, and there's no feeling like it getting dressed in the locker room and just walking out just with your boys, and yeah, nothing better than that, I think, and I just love it.
I love that. So talk to us a little bit about Huntley Project. That's where you're going to school, and that's of
Yep.
course where you played football. So talk to us a little bit about the culture there and just what it means for you to be a part of that program.
I'm super grateful for Coach Avison, Coach Wandel, Coach Goldie, and what they've made me into as a player. Just hard-nosed football, like physical, um, like weightlifting, all of that type of stuff. Just super thankful for them and how they've turned me into the player I am.
That's awesome. And then, oftentimes in high school, you're playing both sides of the ball.
Yes, sir.
And so how do you adjust to that when you are on all the time?
It's a lot, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to be playing. Like even when I'm tired, I remind myself that like you only get these opportunities to play high school football one once in your life. You'll never
Right.
get it back. So just go all out even when you're tired. Yeah.
For sure. So, obviously you're a senior and you
Yep.
have now been through your senior year of football. What are some things that you're going to look back on and say these were just awesome moments, playing for Huntley Project?
Definitely, I loved it when everyone doubted us at like especially at the beginning. Like we dropped some games we shouldn't have, but I'm gonna look back and just I'm gonna miss my boys playing with them and just the lifting together, the team camps, staying in the dorm rooms at MSU. Those are all good times, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So then you mentioned, those losses early, and I can
hmm
imagine that is taxing on a whole team. And, you mentioned before we got on that your team was young this
Yeah.
year. And so how did you guys kind of regroup and get past some of those early losses to get some wins later in the year?
We knew what type of team we were, and we knew something was gonna work. Like we knew there's a plan for us, but we just kept at it. Um, yeah, us seniors came together and just we told each other that we need to make changes because we don't want to be that high school football team that's remembered in Huntley Project as, yeah, they were pretty sucky. But so we turned things up and,
That's awesome. So now let's talk about, your decision to go to Dickinson and what that whole process was like for you and then what ultimately made you take that or made you make the choice to go there.
yeah. So like I wasn't heavily recruited and I'm gonna keep that with as a chip on my shoulder going in. But I love the coaches, the relationship like the extents they would go to create a relationship with me was just what stood out the most. And then when I went there for a game day visit, just like how the players, I already felt part of the team. And so I knew it when I was there.
I love that. And so one of the cool things with Dickinson is there's a lot of Billings area kids on the
hmm
team. So how cool will that be to have kids, that have played at all of our surrounding schools here on your college team?
For sure, that'll be really cool. And I'm looking forward to meeting new people. Like I know they have a couple kids from or couple dudes from Alaska and Hawaii. I'm excited for that new type of experience.
For sure. And then, as we mentioned that you played both sides in high school. So the big question is, what side of the ball are you going to be playing on in college?
Defense, safety.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm excited.
That's awesome. So playing safety, that is kind of like being, they often call it the quarterback of the defense. You're the one with the communication and things like that a lot of times. So what responsibility do you feel with that, especially this last year being a senior and being that quarterback of the defense?
Yeah, so like obviously film. Film's really big for me. I spend a lot of time in film during the week whenever I'm free. Um, I got to know what everyone else is doing, going from D line all the way back to the defensive backs. Got to know everything, all the stunts we're running and everything. Um, yeah, it's a lot of pressure, but I'm glad, like, as me being a leader, I love it.
I love that. And so safety is also a position where there's a lot of different types of safeties. You have your faster safeties, the hard hitting safeties. What would you say is more your style? And then are there any pro players that you've kind of modeled your game after?
Yeah, so I'd say I'm more like a hybrid safety. Like I can play the box. And I can play nickel. I can man up on someone. I don't know if I would compare myself to a pro safety, but like Caden Dowler for the Cats or Rylan Ort, I see myself a lot as. Yeah.
Those are two amazing comparisons because Caden is balling out right now for the
Yeah, he
Cats,
is.
and Rylan did ball out for the Cats. So
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I just try to focus my game on them and study how they play. And yeah.
I love that. So how talking about the Bobcats and talking about all those players that you kind of try to model yourself after,
Yeah.
how much do you hope to be that for the next generation of kids, either from Huntley or Billings or wherever, that want to go to Dickinson and want to play collegiately?
Yeah, no, that's really big to me. I remember looking up to the seniors and everyone when I was a little kid and just like the impact they had on me. Like I just thought they were the coolest person ever. So I really inspire to be like that. And I take it very seriously when I'm around the little kids to be a good leader around them. And yeah.
I love that. Well, now let's kind of switch gears to your other sport, which is where I met you.
Sure.
Baseball with the Billings Royals. So, how cool is that opportunity? You live out in Huntley, which isn't
Hmm.
too far from Billings, but it is out of town for you to
Yeah,
have the opportunity to play Legion ball in Billings.
I love it. I wouldn't have met some of my best friends that I know right now if I didn't do Legion. And it just makes me a better person, starting with the coaches. Like, just baseball is very taxing on your mental state. So helped me a lot with my confidence and just my ability to move on past things.
Right. So, talk to me a little bit about the team, and just the camaraderie. I mean, I saw it last year with you guys, and especially with all the outfielders. You guys really seem to be a tight knit group. So, what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, it's just like playing with your brothers every day, going on road trips with your brothers. It was fun. Obviously, we lost quite a bit of seniors last year. So we're looking to rebuild this year. We got a couple new people from different programs, and I'm excited for that. But we should be good. We're very like camaraderie still there. We're all super close, and yeah, we're excited.
That's awesome. So, what are some of the highlights that you've had playing, on the blue side, whether it be the Royals, Blue Jays, or anything like that?
My freshman year for the Blue Jays, when we had that really good team, and we went to state, and that was a really good time in my life. Just I loved it. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, one of the things that is always it's been fascinating with me to the Blue Jays is, or with the Blue Jays, excuse me, is you guys are 15, 16, sometimes even 14, depending on
Yeah.
the year. And you're playing against 18 and 19-year-olds from like Glendive, Miles City, all those towns
Mhm.
like that only have A programs. How much does that help you grow up for when you get to the Royals program, having already played 18 and 19-year-olds in the A program?
Yeah, it definitely makes you mature a lot faster because the level that they're playing at compared to most typical 15, 16-year-old boys. So it makes you mature and realize where you are. It was awakening experience for me my freshman year, going from travel ball to that. So yeah,
Oh, I can only imagine that's a huge jump. I mean, I remember when my brother played, it was, I believe, Glendive, half their team had
Mhm.
full beards.
Yeah,
And it's just like, these kids have baby faces and we're playing against guys that have full beards. What's going on here?
yeah, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely nuts. So the other thing with baseball that I think is really cool that Montana has added is high school ball.
Hmm.
And so, how do you think that helps you when you get to the Royals season? That you're not really cold turkey. You have had a high
Yeah.
school season leading up to Legion.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. I could definitely tell the difference from last year and the year before that, just going straight into baseball with a season and just getting used to seeing pitches, seeing live arms and all of that. Yeah, it helps a lot.
For sure. And then, another cool thing with that, but it's also kind of hard, is your season is more condensed. And so I know there was like a 2 week span where I think you guys were playing dang near every day with the Royals because you had to get a bunch of games in. So what was that like to have such of a bang bang season in both aspects, but especially when it came to the Legion ball where you had like 2 months to play 50 to 60 games?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a lot, but that's where you got to rely on your teammates and each other because not everyone's going to be 100% going into those games. But yeah, definitely a lot on you, on your mind and your body. But like, that 2 week period, we weren't even home. We were gone for 2 weeks. We were in
Yeah,
Canada. I don't even know where else, but it was a lot, but it was fun. It was a really cool experience, and I'm looking forward to it again.
that's awesome. So talk to me a little bit about that physical wear and tear on your body. I mean, obviously you play football, which is a very, very physically taxing sport. And then baseball in a different way is completely physically taxing as well.
Mhm.
So how do you prepare your body for the beatdown that it takes every day, 7, 8 months out of the year?
Yeah, no, sleep, very big on sleep, hydration, eating right, just all that stuff that not a lot of people take seriously. I think that can set someone apart from the rest. Yeah.
That's awesome. And then, obviously, I'm pretty close with the Royals coaches, Coach Swecker and the crew over with the Royals. So what does it mean to have them as your coaches for Legion?
Oh, I'm super grateful for them. It's almost like having a best friend as a coach, but then a coach, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
they're super easy to talk to. They know their stuff. I mean, they'll get on you if they have to get on you, and that's like what a coach is supposed to do. But then they're like a friend. So it's super cool. I don't know if there's any other program in Montana that has coaches like that.
yeah. I mean, I noticed that too with Coach Swecker. Obviously with my brother coming up through the Royals, and then me staying on as an announcer with you guys. I noticed that he really cares about all of you, and
Yeah.
it's really cool to see. And not just him, the entire coaching staff, but of course he's the head coach.
Yeah.
But everyone from Tina to Cam to all the other assistants that have been in and out. It's been awesome to see how much they truly care about you guys. So
Yeah.
I I just think it's cool. But so I guess my final question for you is, what advice do you have for kids that are like you and have multiple passions in sports, whether it be football and baseball or basketball and football or whatever combination of sports? What is your advice to them to not get burnout and to also succeed at both like you have.
My biggest advice would be don't limit yourself to people's opinions on you. Like if you're from a small town, you're too slow, you're too small. Don't let other people's opinions limit you and do different things that set you apart. Like get 8 hours of sleep, eat right, be hydrated, all that type, the little stuff that will set you apart and just chase your dreams. Like I've always wanted to play college football and like, I don't know. Um, I feel like just stack, use everything that everyone puts against you and use it like stack chips on your shoulder with it. It's just, yeah.
I love that. Well, I want to thank you so much, Cooper, for coming on, and I cannot wait for baseball season. I
I
can tell you
know.
that.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Thank you for having me. It was good
Uh,
talking with you.
of course, man. And like I said, look forward to Royals baseball this summer. So,
Yes, sir. I'm excited.
all right. Talk to you soon.
See ya. Have a good one.
You too.